Welcome to New Sky TV. Wang Haozhen's backstage confession to Zhai Yiying, "You're the only one in my eyes," caused a sensation. This one line ignited the entire audience, lights exploded, screams shook the venue, and even the live stream comment section exploded. Who would have thought? In today's increasingly formulaic short drama scene, Wang Haozhen x Zhai Yiying, this reverse age gap CP, has swept through like a whirlwind, tearing apart all established frameworks with their talent. The contrast is amazing. A 9-year age difference, actually the strongest compliment. Originally, everyone thought it would either be a same-age sweet romance or a younger man protecting his older sister. But Wang Haozhen and Zhai Yiying are different. They've created a completely new combination of mature x lively, steady x sweet. From the moment Zhai Yiying appeared, she was the kind of female lead with eyes that shone like they were sprinkled with diamonds, lively, soft, cute, and sweet to the point of being unreal. Wang Haozhen, simply by standing there, is a high-class portrait, broad shoulders, narrow waist, deep-set eyes, and an undeniable air of noble composure. Standing side by side, their complementary auras are striking, like a pair of perfectly matched contrasts straight out of a famous scene. Sweet and intoxicating chemistry, even the curve of their smiles is identical. Netizens are incredibly observant. Someone combined their smiles, and everyone was stunned. The upward curve of their lips was almost exactly the same. Their smiles both show that soft-hearted curve that only appears when they see each other. This sweetness isn't contrived, it's naturally flowing. What is this? It's a destined CP chemistry. Their second collaboration, Kiss and Run, has generated explosive exposure. Their previous collaboration had already driven audiences wildly in their quest. Please, another one. Just seeing them together makes me smile like a gloating ant. And so, the second collaboration, Kiss and Run, is here. Leaked photos caused Weibo to crash 3 times, and it dominated the trending topics for half a day. He held her hand as if it were a precious jewel. Her eyes were filled with sweet trust as she looked at him. The image of the two of them together was the pinnacle of atmosphere-filled couples. Even more amazing, according to staff, they don't need to yell cut. A single eye contact scene can make the director blush with sweetness. What an incredible couple. This is the kind of sweet rain romance that viewers will regret not watching. Until the day, a breathtaking moment occurred. The stage lights slowly descended from Wang Haozhen's head. He held the microphone, his eyes shining with light, emotion, and an irrepressible flutter of excitement. The moment he spoke, the entire audience fell silent, the only sound the beating of hearts. "I only have you." These words, spoken with resounding force, were like a confession he had kept hidden in his heart for a long time. Zhai Yiying in the audience froze instantly, her eyes reddening. The light shone on her eyes, like 2 tiny stars lighting up. The audience screamed in despair, "This isn't acting. This is a real-life love story." Some say, at that moment, even the air around them was pink. Was it the contrast brought about by their age difference? Was it the natural complementarity of their temperaments? Was it the synchronized smiles that were tacitly understood to the core? Or was it that line on stage that shattered the entire internet, "I only have you"? In any case, the sweetness of this couple has far exceeded the scope of a short drama. Zhai Yiying is no ordinary girl either. Don't be fooled by her being born in 2002, with her soft and chubby face, like a sweet bean held in the palm of your hand. Her ability to control the scene on set is as steady as a combination of a veteran actress, a variety show personality, and a live director. Her natural ease is a magical quality that automatically makes the atmosphere sweeter, warmer, and funnier. The moment she opens her mouth, the whole crew bursts into laughter. In one emotional scene, Wang Haozhen seemed to be too immersed in the role and kept frowning habitually. The director yelled "and" 3 times, and the atmosphere was a bit tense. Just when everyone was holding their breath, Zhai Yiying slowly said, "Teacher Wang, the way you frown, it's just like my dad urging me to go on blind dates." The entire set exploded. The staff laughed so hard they almost dropped their microphones, the makeup artist laughed so hard she crouched down, and even the director nearly fainted. Wang Haozhen's ears turned red from her teasing, but the next take went smoothly. In one take she wasn't just a rescuer, she was the embodiment of sweet romance lubricant. She wasn't just funny, she was a master of relaxation and healing. Even more amazing, she could completely put her co-stars at ease. You think she's only cute? No, she can also deliver straightforward, soul-searching questions. Before the actual filming, she suddenly asked Wang Haozhen, "What was the worst beating you ever received as a child?" Wang Haozhen, the atmosphere suddenly became incredibly soft, incredibly real, incredibly relaxed. Just when everyone thought it was going to be awkward, Wang Haozhen burst out laughing at her question. "The time I got caught skipping school in elementary school, I guess." Then the two chatted like old friends, one sentence after another. The atmosphere instantly changed from tense to pleasant, and even the intimate scenes that followed felt so natural that they made people blush. Her strength wasn't feigned, it was an innate sense of relaxed elegance. Zhai Yiying is the kind of person who, you might think she's a gentle girl, but her stage presence is frighteningly strong. You might think she's just cute, but she manages to make the entire crew smile around her. You might think she's being carried by Wang Haozhen, but it turns out she's the one making Wang Haozhen more relaxed, more stable, and more genuine. No wonder netizens joked, she's Wang Haozhen's emotional safety zone. She's the kind of girl who makes people fall in love without warning. There was even a popular comment, "No wonder that line 'I only have you' on stage felt so genuine," as Zhai Yiying's relaxation magic wasn't just effective on set, she even had Wang Haozhen completely under her thumb during breaks. One night, during a break from filming a night scene, the weather was so cold it felt like you could freeze yourself into the script. The crew huddled around heaters, but Zhai Yiying, clutching a cup of hot milk tea, curled up in her chair, her head bobbing like a little animal about to fall asleep. Wang Haozhen had just finished filming a high-intensity emotional scene and hadn't even caught his breath when he saw that scene. The lights shone down from above, falling on her wispy bangs and delicate nose. Even her breath looked soft like milk foam. His heart suddenly skipped a beat. It wasn't just infatuation, it was healing, being struck, melting. He went over and gently draped his coat over her shoulders. Zhai Yiying, half asleep, asked, "Hey, aren't you cold, Wang?" Haozhen replied, "No, you're warmer in that." These were the tender words he had held back for a long time before daring to utter them. She paused, her face flushing like a freshly steamed rice cake, head bowed as she rubbed the milk teacup sleeve. "Teacher Wang, you're making it easy for people to misunderstand." Wang Haozhen raised an eyebrow. "Then it's okay if you misunderstand." At that moment, it was unclear whose heartbeat was louder, hers or his. The entire crew blushed and their hearts raced. The sweetness wasn't over yet. Before filming the kissing scene, the director had them familiarize themselves with the rhythm. Zhai Yiying nervously clutched her sleeve. "This is my first time filming this kind of scene, don't laugh at me." Wang Haozhen looked down at her, his voice as light as a feather. "How could I laugh at you? I'm afraid I'll be too nervous acting with you." She looked up. Someone as mature and composed as you can be nervous." Wang Haozhen exhaled softly, his voice low, "Not with others, but with you, I will." In that instant, the air felt as sweet as melting honey. Later, during filming, their kiss was incredibly gentle, natural, and smooth. The director yelled, "Cut! Perfect!" And the whole crew applauded. Wang Haozhen quietly turned his head away, covering his slightly flushed ears. Zhai Yiying also hid behind the script, her face burning red. A staff member nearby couldn't help but whisper, "I feel like these two are really dating." The director sighed, "They were not acting, they were dating." Isn't this sweetness making your heart melt? Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.